Right now, after dealing with yesterday's winter storm, you may want to keep those shovels nearby. We'll take a look at the next system moving into our area later in the week.
Also, a task force introduces a number of bills focused on fighting human trafficking, what they hope to accomplish.
And later, Republican presidential candidates prepare for tonight's debate ahead of next week's caucus. We're live in Iowa with the latest. Welcome to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin with the city of Madison extending its snow emergency through tonight. The extension comes as we adjust to yesterday's winter storm.
But we may not have much time before the next one. A winter storm watch is now being issued for Friday morning. For the latest on this watch, let's head outside for the first warn forecast with meteorologist Alex Harrington.
Yeah, Charlotte, winter storm watches are in effect for all of southern Wisconsin Friday morning going on into your Saturday. Out here on the patio, we even got a little light snow starting. Right now, we're going to have a little snow tonight here, folks. And then as we carry on through the rest of the overnight period going on into your Thursday, things will quiet down. But that's before the calm, before the big storm. Again, 1 to 3 inches of snow expected tonight, but the bigger snow Friday going on into your Saturday. Different factor with this one is going to be the wind. Significant blowing and drifting expected, then bitterly cold temperatures next week. You had alert day conditions in that graphic behind you, Eric and Charlotte. We've got it right here. Again, significant blowing and drifting of the snow expected with this weather system. Whiteout conditions are possible. 6 to 10 inches total accumulation. Could have higher amounts in some places, and this is Friday morning through your Saturday morning. All the blue, it's everywhere. That's winter storm watches from west to east, all of southern Wisconsin. Much of the Midwest will see this winter storm as well. But then we got a little weather system I was just mentioning. A couple flakes out here on the patio. Just a few flurries right now over Dane County, but that's going to change. We're going to have a little light snow tonight. 6-hour future track radar shows that moving in here 8, 9, 10 o'clock across all of southern Wisconsin. Could see an isolated 4-inch amount, so that could impact your morning commute. Even though the snow ends by 7 o'clock, it will be a quiet day, so that might be a good day to prepare ahead of our winter storm. Some things to consider here. Do you have a shovel? Do you need an extra supply of salt from our previous storm? What about gas for the blower? Do you have your boots? Do you have your clothes? You got some non-perishable food in your car? Coming up in Maine weather, we're going to track that winter storm hour by hour, and I'm going to show you when it will peak and how strong those winds could get.
The Wisconsin DNR is asking people to reduce how much salt they use this winter. While salt helps keep our roads and sidewalks safe, using too much can result in it getting into our lakes and groundwater. According to Wisconsin SaltWise, 1 teaspoon of salt is all it takes to make 5 gallons of water toxic for freshwater organisms. To reduce salt use, try scattering it. A 12-ounce coffee mug of salt is enough to treat a 20-foot driveway or 10 sidewalk squares. Also, switch to sand when temperatures drop below 15 degrees.
Meanwhile, some of the city of Madison's non-essential operations are now back open, and that includes trash and recycling collection. If you didn't get your trash picked up yesterday because of the storm, the city is asking you to put your trash out today, and they'll be emptying bins from Tuesday's routes today and tomorrow. So if your bin is not empty tonight, go ahead and leave it out. Make sure you have our First Warn weather app. With it, you'll get the latest radar, traffic conditions. You can also find up-to-date closings and delays as well. The app is free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather.
One group that's excited about yesterday's snowfall, snowmobilers. With many trails now expected to open soon, the DNR was reminding them to drive carefully. In the early part of last year, 16 people died in snowmobile accidents. Alcohol was reportedly involved in 10 of those cases. Drivers are asked to avoid unfamiliar areas, slow down at night, and be cautious of ice conditions. The DNR does not monitor ice conditions. They recommend contacting local sports shops for those updates.
A 73-year-old woman is recovering after she was hit by a car while shoveling near her driveway, according to Madison police. That incident happened on Seminole Highway yesterday, a little before 2:30 in the afternoon. The driver tells police he lost control of his car while driving on a snowy curve. Police say the driver tried honking his horn to warn the woman, but it was too late. The woman was taken to the hospital. Her injuries are not believed to be life-threatening. Since 2007, more than 1,600 people have been victims of human trafficking in Wisconsin. A state task force assembled by Assembly Speaker Robin Vos was put together to try to address the problem.
Today, that task force introduced several bills in the state legislature. Our Kyle Pazorski shares with us the specifics on what they include.
In total, 11 bills were introduced, hoping to increase awareness of the issue while imposing tougher punishments. Task Task Force Chairman Jerry O'Connor says for him, it's about making sure future traffickers think twice. It was in August when the bipartisan group of 13 legislators got together to come up with a plan to fight trafficking in Wisconsin.
To most of us, this is sort of an oblique world that exists.
Republican Representative Jerry O'Connor of Fond du Lac serves as chairman of the task force.
We don't know a lot about it. So the only way to really get a higher level of response is you have to increase the awareness.
To increase their own awareness, the lawmakers held hearings in Oshkosh, Milwaukee, and the Capitol to understand how trafficking affects our society. Now, as the bills have been introduced, some, including Vice Chair Democrat Jody Emerson of Eau Claire, hope to continue to learn more to make Wisconsin safer.
I think a lot of us are going to have conversations with other states and learn what they've done and how they've done that.
The 11 bills introduced Wednesday hope to address Wisconsin's human trafficking downfalls, which were graded an F last year by Shared Hope International. The bills include establishing a statewide human trafficking council, funding for nonprofit victim support organizations, as well as introducing tougher penalties for soliciting prostitution. One of the bills even includes the chance for offenders to reduce their sentence by taking sex addiction education courses, something O'Connor says is an often overlooked part of creating a solution.
Not only that there are going to be penalties you have to deal with, but here is the component. We want to really help you get your thinking straight so you're not taking advantage of other people.
Several senators have also signed on as co-sponsors to move the bills forward in that chamber.
To continuing coverage on the deaths of 2 young boys in Sun Prairie, this after both went through the ice at a retention pond last week. A GoFundMe has been set up to help the family cover funeral costs. So far, it has raised more than $75,000 in just 2 days. Last Friday, 6-year-old Antoine and 8-year-old Legend were taken to the hospital after falling through the ice of a pond near their home. Legend passed away on January 6th and Antoine on January 8th. The family of the boys say they believe there needed to be a larger barrier around the pond to prevent children from falling in. Well, in a little less than 2 hours, Republican presidential candidates will take the debate stage in our neighbors to the west, Iowa.
And this is the last time that we'll see these candidates spar before Iowans start to caucus next week. Joining us now live from Des Moines with the latest is political reporter Will Keneally. Will?
Well, so every 4 years in Iowa for the presidential primary vote, we see a lot of traditions. Now, one of those traditions is right here at the Drake University campus in Des Moines, the final presidential debate ahead of those caucuses next week. Now, we spent the day here in Iowa, as many of those presidential candidates have been doing for the last couple of months here, and we wanted to know from one expert in local Republican politics, what resonates with voters here in the Midwest? What are people expecting to hear?
The theme, basically, I think for all Iowa Republican voters and Republican voters nationwide, is we need a change. We have to get rid of this chaos that we have. Any of our candidates will be far superior to the current president, and that's the focus.
Now, of the slate of Republican candidates, only 3 qualified for tonight's debate: Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis, who we'll see on stage, and Donald Trump, who's skipping the debate for a separate town hall tonight. Now, it's a narrow field, which got even narrower just within the last few hours. Chris Christie announced that he is dropping out of the presidential race at an event in New Hampshire, saying that he's going to make sure that in no way he enables Donald Trump to be president of the U.S. again, and that is more important than his own personal political ambition. So we'll have full coverage throughout the night. So join us again at 10 for a recap of what's going on inside the debate stage. And stay tuned next week as we provide you live coverage from Iowa for these caucuses. But for now, reporting from Des Moines, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
All right, Will, thank you. And as the 2024 political campaign season ramps up, state lawmakers are proposing a new requirement on the use of artificial intelligence in our elections. A bipartisan bill would require candidates to disclose whether any synthetic media, such as deepfakes, are used in campaign ads. Supporters of the bill say the goal is to help inform Wisconsin voters about what's real and what's not. State Senator Mark Spreitzer says the proposal has not received any opposition so far. He hopes it can pass the GOP-controlled legislature and be signed into law before Wisconsin's presidential primary on April 2nd. And coming up on News 3 Now at 6, YouTube launching an effort teaching people how to help during health emergencies.
Plus, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services urges pregnant women to get the RSV vaccine. We're back after this.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
experience, knowledge, and results. That's what you need when you've been in a serious truck accident. Call Gruber Law Offices. We've successfully helped people injured by big trucks for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Family-owned Brothers Maine knows choosing appliances for a remodel or new build can be exciting and overwhelming. Our experienced staff has experienced it all as we've guided thousands of area families through appliance selection. Brothers Maine has a larger inventory and low-price deals that consistently beat competitors, including Big Box. You heard me, Big Box can't beat our prices. From sales to install, Brothers Maine does it all. Feel great about your purchases and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
I'm a little old to count down the days, but my ski trip to Cascade Mountain with my cousin each year, so much fun. We used to pretend like we were flying. Now, we really do. My dad and my uncle like that we still ski free. But Noah and I, we just have fun. See you there.
The bag is back at Menards. Get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag, from household items and pet toys to power tools and even your favorite snacks. Get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag. This deal won't last long. Hurry in to get your bag and see how much you can save. Sale ends January 14th.
Save big money at Menards.
Start your new day with the News 3 Now This Morning team, bringing you local breaking news, exploring all that makes our area special, and letting you know what to expect when you head out the door. The Emmy Award-winning News 3 Now This Morning, weekdays. You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
With widespread RSV cases on the rise across Wisconsin, the Department of Health Services is encouraging pregnant Wisconsinites to get the RSV vaccine. As of today, more than 1,400 people in Wisconsin have been hospitalized with this RSV season. Of those, 580 are under the age of 2. According to the DHS, the RSV vaccine can be given to people between 32 and 36 weeks pregnant, which can help protect newborns until they're 6 months old.
It decreases the risk of severe disease by about 82% up to 90 days, and it goes to about 70% after 180 days. So these have real tangible results that protect the infant.
The vaccine was approved for use in 2023 and is safe and effective, but there's been a slow uptick in people getting the vaccine.
YouTube isn't just for your favorite videos. It'll now promote videos with emergency first aid information for heart attacks, seizures, and other medical issues. This feature is called First Aid Information Shelves, and it has potentially life-saving knowledge from the American Heart Association, Harvard's Mass General Brigham, and the Mexican Red Cross. Officials at YouTube say the majority of the videos are in English and Spanish, but they will be available in other languages in the future. Still ahead, dealing with winter storm conditions can be challenging for a lot of us, but imagine dealing with them without a place to stay.
When we come back, how a newly proposed bill could impact those experiencing homelessness and how local law enforcement can handle that.
And more snow on the way. Alex with your complete forecast after the break.
Win a hand-paid jackpot at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Mercedes and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Draws, going on now at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells.
Spectrum Mobile brings you our best deal to start the new year. Now you can get unlimited mobile for $15 per line. That's right, only $15 a month per line. It's our best price on unlimited mobile. Switch now and save over $1,400 for the first year with Spectrum Mobile, the nation's fastest growing mobile provider. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line with no added taxes or hidden fees and no contracts. Call 855-204-1678 or visit a Spectrum store near you. With Spectrum Mobile, you get a fast, reliable 5G network that millions of customers rely on. And you get the fastest wireless speeds with unlimited data to stream all day and the freedom to text and talk all you want. Plus nationwide 5G at no additional cost. All this for $15 a line with no added taxes or hidden fees. Start saving over $1,400 on your mobile bill now. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line with no added taxes or hidden fees and no contracts. Call 855-204-1678 or visit a Spectrum store near you.
579 breaths to show them your stuff. Every breath matters. Don't let RSV take your breath away. Protect yourself from RSV with Abrysvo, Pfizer's RSV vaccine. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory disease from RSV in people 60 years and older. RSV can be serious if you are 60 or older. Having asthma, COPD, diabetes, or heart disease puts you at even higher risk. Abrysvo is not for everyone and may not protect all who receive the vaccine. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its ingredients. People with a weakened immune system may have a decreased response to Abrysvo. The most common side effects are tiredness, headache, pain at the injection site, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo. Visit these retailers or find other retailers near you at abrysvo.com.
Win a hand-paid jackpot at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Mercedes and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Drawings going on now at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Yesterday's winter storm was especially daunting for people who don't have a place to call home.
And with a bill related to homelessness proposed in the Assembly this week, our Maddie Heimsch went down to Rock County to learn more about how it could affect the community.
The bill received a hearing Tuesday, the same day several in Beloit slept here at the bus station through the snowstorm. The bill would change the way homelessness service programs operate in the state, as well as laws regarding where shelterless individuals are allowed to stay. Jessica Loker of Janesville's ECHO program told me on any given night, more than 300 people in Rock County don't have shelter.
A lot of our homeless population here in Rock County, it's situational homelessness, and they really just need that extra little boost to get back into housing. And get connected with those services so they can maintain that housing.
Under the proposed bill, these services would be assessed by proficiency, introducing a metric that would determine federal funding. A program would have to prove one of three things: that they've resulted in an increase of people securing permanent housing, an increase of people securing employment, or a decrease in individuals returning to the program. Otherwise, the Department of Administration could withhold a percentage of federal funding.
I filled out applications to get, like different programs, but a lot of them I just don't qualify for.
If passed, the bill would also introduce a camping ban, which would allow law enforcement to force those unwilling to seek shelter into a treatment program or a shelter.
And oftentimes the reason that they're refusing shelter is because they are in real need of help.
Some argue that the camping ban would criminalize homelessness. Supporters of the bill, however, say the ban is bringing help and attention to those who need it most. In Rock County, I'm Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
A similar bill proposed in 2021 did not receive enough support in the Senate to pass. Another winter storm on its way here. Alex now with a complete look at the forecast.
Yeah, Eric, we were using the yardstick yesterday to do our snow totals, which we had about 8.5 inches of snow here at the studio. Well, we're going to be needing to use that yardstick again because we do have another winter storm on the way as we use our patio graphic system here to track it. We have snow to track tonight first, 1 to 3 inches, maybe an isolated 4-inch amount, then a significant storm Friday lasting on into your Saturday, followed by those bitterly cold temperatures. Let's break down what we're expecting here with alert day number 2 for this week here. This is for all of southern Wisconsin. 6 to 10 inches of snow, maybe some isolated higher amounts, but the difference between this winter storm and the winter storm we saw yesterday is the wind with whiteout conditions possible. I'm going to show you just how strong those winds could get here with our future track model in a moment. And again, this is Friday morning going on into your Saturday morning. That's why we have winter storm watches issued for the entire area during that time frame. But we got to get through a little weather system tonight first. Doppler track showing, if you look off to the south and the west of Dubuque, you see that snow starting to move towards the north and towards the east. A couple flurries out here right now that verifies. You see a couple little blue blips across Dane County, but snow will move in here rapidly as we carry on through the evening. 6-hour future track radar showing all of southern Wisconsin under a blanket of light snow with, again, 1 to 3 inches accumulation. Should end by the time we get to the rush hour on your Thursday morning, but could see a couple of slick spots out there with temperatures falling down into the 20s. Could see some icing up of those roadways, especially those secondary roadways. High temperatures right around 28. Folks, it's time to prepare then after that. consider these items here. I'll let you take a moment to read through those. As we go on into your Thursday, it'll be quiet. It's the quiet before the storm. So that is the time to prepare folks for this winter storm. So let's track it. Here's our little weather system tonight, moving through quickly. It's out of here by 6, 7 o'clock. Then by the time we get to Friday morning, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, snow breaks out for that morning commute. It will be at its heaviest right around the late afternoon hours out towards 6 o'clock. During the evening hours, strong winds. Just how strong? Hold on to your hats. It's coming here in just a moment here. That weather system that moves off towards the north and towards the east on your Saturday, but those gusty winds will stick around. Let's freeze frame here. Wind gusts well into the 40s. Some places approaching 50 miles per hour by the time we get to 6 o'clock. So during the evening hours of your Friday, that's really going to blow and drift that snow out there. 6 to 10 inches again expected. Areas along U.S. Highway 151, Mineral Point, Madison, up towards Juneau, and areas off towards the south and east and towards the north and east towards east central Wisconsin could be looking at the 10-inch plus amounts, but that could wiggle around a little bit. So definitely be tuning in tomorrow for the latest on those totals. We'll have a better idea on the exact track of the highest totals. The bad driving conditions carry on clear into your Saturday afternoon because of the blowing and the drifting with 50-mile-per-hour winds. That's really strong winds with the drier snow. Could be looking at some pretty severe drifting. Then alert day conditions number 3 lasting all the way through next week with this deep snowpack out here. We have the perfect environment for wind chills to get as cold as 25 below zero, if not colder. Don't mean to do alert day fatigue as we look in our 7 to 10 day forecast. This is really just an extended period of alert day conditions, adverse conditions for those really, really cold wind chills. Before I let you go here, folks, always good to send us those weather photos. You can do that at channel3000.com/weather. As we move into Friday's weather event and cover it, we'll be able to show some of those weather photos showing those whiteout conditions expected across southern Wisconsin.
And still to come in sports, we preview the Badgers road test tonight at Ohio State, and we'll tell you where they'd land in March Madness if the season ended today. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
This is the house that Angels built. Attic Angels Senior Living Community is built on a foundation of authentic, local care. A framework for living well. Windows to take in the beautiful future. And it's crowned by the pride that one's home is one's castle. This is the house that Angels built. Attic Angel Community. Independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living. Built with the help of angels.
The robotic money expert.
Clever. How do I start a savings habit?
Famous cabbage.
Savings habit.
Shaving rabbits.
Tech can make life simpler, but when it comes to savings habits, nothing's as simple as BMO. A BMO savings account helps you build the habit with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward? Ingenious.
Sardine fest.
This year's top prize goes to BMO.
I'm just in it for the saving, but it's nice to be recognized.
BMO.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
Do you feel stuck in a cold and drafty home? Well, there's a better solution than just turning up the heat. Because heating your home is by far the most expensive part of your energy bills. At USA Insulation, we fix cold homes. Most houses are built with builder's grade insulation. So when we fill your walls with our high efficiency foam, your house stays warm without turning up the heat, which saves you a lot of money. And right now, we can insulate your home for as little as $99 per month.
USA Insulation.
Remember when Wisconsin men's basketball dominated Nebraska just a few days ago? Well, that same Nebraska team took down the #1 team in the nation last night. That would be Purdue. The Badgers' stock keeps rising. The 15th ranked Badgers will have another test tonight as they travel to Ohio State and are 1.5-point underdogs against the Buckeyes tonight. ESPN's Joe Lenardi lists the Badgers as a 3 seed if the NCAA tournament started today. The Cowboys have won 16 straight games at home, but the Packers, they've got a streak of their own at AT&T Stadium. The Packers 5-0 since it opened back in 2009, including a win in Super Bowl 45. But this team, they're no stranger to adversity. They had no expectations this year, dealt with a ton of injuries, started 2-5, and are one of the youngest teams to ever make the playoffs. Matt LaFleur says all of those things propelled them to the postseason.
I think it's hard to sometimes stay resilient when things are going bad, and you're hitting some adversity and some rough spots, especially if you've had a lot of success. But when you're kind of, I don't want to say an underdog, but when you have something to prove, like, you don't let that get you down. And that's what I love about this group is, despite what was going on around them, they were hungry to prove that they do belong.
And for Jordan Love, he's getting all of the praise right now, and rightfully so. But back when the Packers were 2-5, there were a lot of questions about if he was good enough to be the future of this franchise, especially when trying to fill the shoes of the Giants that came before him. But he proved them wrong, and he stayed the course.
It was really hard. Like I said, coming into it, it's been a whole process that we've had to grow together, work through the errors and things that weren't looking as pretty early on. So it definitely was not easy, and it's a credit to everybody in the locker room.
And Packers kick returner Keyshawn Nixon was named to the NFLPA's All-Pro team. This comes after not a single Packer made this year's Pro Bowl. Nixon led the NFL in kickoff returns and return yards by a wide margin. And finally, in other football news, one of the greatest coaches of all time, Alabama's Nick Saban, announced his retirement today. He is 72, but this is still somewhat of a surprising move. And Eric and Charlotte, if you ask me, it's because he's trying to avoid coming here next year when Alabama plays Wisconsin. I mean, would you really want to come into Camp Randall if you're Alabama?
Well, I don't know. I saw him coach at Camp Randall back in '99, and he did not go home happy. He was with Michigan State.
So hang it up now.
Yeah, he wants to avoid it for sure. Final check, quick of the forecast.
Yeah, light snow tonight, 1 to 3 inches expected, and then alert day conditions. That's what everyone wants to know about. 6 to 10 inches on Friday. This one could be a doozy with significant blowing and drifting of snow, wind gusts to 50 miles an hour.
Oh, boy. A lot of fun. All right. Thanks for joining us, folks.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.